Hello and welcome back to a bit of a part 2 of the Daimler. You may remember from the first episode that there was still some lights on the dash, so one was saying there was a bulb out, even though there isn't, and the other one's like an electrical bolt symbol, which is sort of saying there's a short circuit somewhere. So I'm just starting the arduous task of going around every single bulb to begin with and just giving them all a clean up and whatnot, just to see if that's, you know, a bit of a dodgy earth type of thing, or it's not grounding properly and that kind of thing, and just cleaning things up. So I'll show you what I've been doing so far. So I've been on the rears, so I've took both rears out, I've had the bulbs out, I've cleaned the contacts up and whatnot, I'm putting them back in, same on the other side. Some of them are a bit sad, like I say, they're all working. I'm just doing this one down here. That one was very sad, but it's starting to look a bit cleaner. See, there's a bit of rust in there, sort of thing. So I'm still just cleaning that up. Like I say, they all worked, but it's just a case of cleaning everything up. So that's what I'm on with at the moment. I mean, I thought my lights sorry, I thought my lights were on there at the moment, but it's because I've got the casings off and the sunshine is shining through it. The battery's disconnected, so I don't know why it's doing that. But yes, I'm just cleaning things like that up at the moment, just to see if that does anything. So yeah, see how that goes. Just an example, I've just pulled this one out. I don't think you can see in there, it's very calcified, and if you look at the bulb, if it'll focus, yeah. So that's the type of thing I'm cleaning, because that might affect it somehow. If the bulb's not, like I say, they all work, but maybe not working. No, it's not getting the same current back, so the computer thinks something's wrong. So yeah, that's what I'm cleaning at the moment. Let's crack on. Okay, so I've been going around all the bulbs that I've just been seeing, and what I've come to the conclusion is it's not the bulbs, because I've cleaned them all and they all still work, but I'm still not getting the lights on the dash to remove. So I'm starting to move into other places. So at the moment I'm in the boot, and I'm looking at like basically the light relays and stuff, and earthing points. I'm just trying to like give them a clean up. So clean the earthing points first, see if that does anything. If it's still not, then I've read online that in the boxes, like the relay boxes, that soldering can crack over time and stuff, so it might need that taken off, taken apart, re-soldering some joints and stuff, because the cars, even though the bulbs are working, it's not getting the current and whatnot, it's not seeing it, the computer, so it thinks there's a fault even though there isn't. So I might have to go down that route. So at the moment, well, I'll show you where I'm at the moment, bear with me. So at the moment I'm down here, so this is like the relay box I was on about, if you want to call it that, rear lamp relay module. So that could be taken apart or something, but what I've noticed as well is you have earthing points down here, and one of these earths definitely goes to this. So I reckon if I maybe give this a clean up and stuff first, that might give me a fighting chance before I start breaking like modules open. So yeah, that's where I'm at the moment. So yeah, let's give that a go. Okay, so I've cleaned up that earth. I've cleaned up that earth. I've also, bear with me, cleaned up that earth, which is just a bit in the darkness. Cleaned up this earth, and the same on the other side as well. It's a long shot, and my battery charge is connected up still, as to whether it will work, you know, if them lights will go out. But all we can do is give it a go. Where's my keys? So, keys. No! And I've got low fuel, damn. So, they're still on. Indicators, Yep, rapid. Other way. Yep. So my indicators indicate a normal speed, but the dash shows, you know, the rapid clicking, as if the bulb's out. So it could be them modules at the back. These things. So there could be something in them. Perhaps. There's a couple at the front as well. So the ones are, there's one here and one there where my finger is. So yeah, it was never going to be simple, was it? But it was worth a go. Okay, I've been doing some more digging and I've taken the rear light on the right hand side relay box out, as I said I might do, and I found something interesting. So what might be giving me the short circuit fault, if you like, on the dash is, so this is the innards, or lots of little resistors and all that kind of thing, but I don't know if you can see, but there's one there that looks a bit burnt out. It's had a meltdown of some kind, so I'm wondering whether that is throwing up my faults on the dash, of it saying maybe it's a bulb issue, or even that might be creating, like, you know, weak current, so it thinks there's a fault. And I don't know if you can notice as well, so you've got this thing which is nice and orange, but this one also looks a bit dark, a bit discoloured in comparison. Looks like there's like a little split in it as well or something. Sorry if the camera's not focusing, but yeah, that must be an issue with that one, that little resistor there. But can you buy little resistors like that and solder it in, or is it worth me just buying a new unit or a new used unit to replace? So yeah, that's an interesting one, isn't it? So what I might do as well, I might do the same on the other side, on that one, and then see if there's any issues in there as well. So yeah, interesting little discovery. Got to mention one other thing I did as well, trying to suss out what could be causing issues, is sometimes the boot lid lamp can have a bit of a mind of its own, and I'm wondering whether that's what's draining the battery every 2 or 3 days. So I've took the bulb out, which is this old school looking thing. You see that? But it looks a bit, I mean, it works, but when it was in there, and every time you were touching it or moving it, it just seemed to have a bit of a mind of its own. It would come on and go off and come on and go off, and sort of thing. But yeah, it looks a bit crusty anyway as well, doesn't it? So whether that needs a replacement, but what I'm going to do at the moment is I'm going to leave it out and just see how the battery does over the next few days. And if I come back to it in 2 days, I'm on like night shifts the next few nights, so if I come back to it in a few days time and the battery's just died, then I know that there's a that could be draining the battery, but all I can do is test that at the moment. So I'll keep looking at the rear light plus the relays, see if there's any more faults there, because I don't think they're that expensive to buy some new used ones. 30 odd quid maybe, I can't remember now. But if that's the case, it might be easy to spend 30 quid rather than spending hours trying to repair that, breaking it, then end up buying another one anyway. So I'll have to weigh up the time it'll take me to do it and the cost of just not getting a new one, you know. So yeah, we'll go with that. But yeah, interesting discovery there. So I'll see what's on the other side and I'll pull that one out and I'll show you guys in a bit. Okay, so I've got the other side out. I'm just on the driveway floor at the moment, so I just need to pry these open so I can take the lid off and have a look. So I'm using a trusty screwdriver just to see. That's what I'm trying to undo with them bits, if you can see that in the sun. Very gorgeous day today. This is pretty more difficult. one. Right, I'll have to push that one back in a bit. Push that one back in a bit. Just straighten them up. So now I should be able to just, there we are, gently prise this open. I'll get that. Okay, there we go. The innards. So let's have a look, shall we? Okay, now this is the insides. So we're having a look if we can see any resistors that have melted, blown. Oh, okay, right. So it looks like that one's gone. This looks a bit crusty, which, oh, where's the other one? Which is exactly the same as this one. Now that is interesting. So the same thing has happened on both sides. The same resistor in the same place, and this weird orange blobby thing on both of them. Yeah, okay, that's okay. There you go. So I wonder if that is the issue all along, that's given me, you know, a short circuit, fault on the dash, and the bulb icons on, even though all the bulbs work, they're a bit past it. Yeah. Okay, so that is interesting. So, but why would it have a common fault on both sides? What's happening there to create that, you know? Don't know. Electric really isn't my thing. But yeah, so we'll have to see what I can do about that, really. Whether you can buy them little resistors to replace them, solder them in, or buy new units. So there'll have to be 2 new units to go onto it. Yeah, but interesting. I'll still fit them back in the car, just so I can still use the car, because I'll have no lights on the rear at the moment with them pulled out. But yeah, that's an interesting one. So yeah, let's catch up with me on that one. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I've been having another play, funnily enough, and trying to find out what these electrical gremlins are. And a funny thing happened this morning. So I wanted to take the little one out to go swimming this morning, and I thought we'll go in the Daimler. It was a nice sunny day. It's a bit cloudy now, but it was lovely and sunny earlier. And it was a bit cold this morning. Sorry if you hear that beeping, that's the baby monitor. He's just down for a nap. Yeah, so it was a bit cold this morning, and when I started the car up, the car started fine, but when I went to roll the windows down, because they were covered in like condensation and whatnot, they were really slow, and I noticed the battery gauge, when I was operating different windows, was, it was dropping right down into the red, which was a strange thing to happen. I'm just, while little one's down for a nap, I'm going to try and simulate that situation again, because if the windows are drawing the power from the battery, it might not just be the windows, but it might be the doors. So whether it's like the central lock-in, people have spoke about or mentioned that there could be the locks are heated, and maybe the heaters on the locks are constantly staying on, in which case, if they're staying on even when the car's meant to be asleep, then that's what's drawing the power from the battery. So I did the other trick though, of taking the negative lead off the battery, putting my multimeter onto it just to see what kind of draw the battery's got whilst it's, you know, the car's asleep. I was only getting like 0.02, is it ohms? I can't remember. So it didn't seem to be drawing a lot, but something is flattening the battery over, say, 2, maybe 3 days. So But if it is the doors, if there is heaters in these locks, I'll have to do more research on that. I don't know if that's like a model year specific type thing. But if it's certainly the window modes, or there's some relay in the doors that does all the, you know, central lock-in, windows, that kind of stuff, then maybe that's what's draining the battery. So I'm just going to try and simulate what happened this morning. But I've already drove the car, so maybe that's woken things up a bit or something, I don't know. But yeah, I'll try and simulate that now and just see what happens. So I've turned the car on and the battery's charging, 14. So if I go to operate a window like I was this morning, so that came down and up with good speed, but the battery is staying where it is. What about the passenger side? So that's going down fine. How strange. Rear one's going down now and back up, and that's not budging. But I've noticed though, for some reason, the rear passenger side one doesn't open. But when I try to put it up, sorry about that, yeah. So when I try to put it up, you're going to hear clicking. So something's trying to work there. Oh wait, oh, it's working. Okay, so that has now decided to come back to life. The battery is not budging, so that's still doing what it should. Sorry, that beeping noise is the monitor. Okay, so that window is going up and down like a good one. Let's do the other ones. So yeah, they're not as quick, but again, the battery is staying where it was. So this morning, that needle, I'd only just started the car up, was showing it wasn't quite charging up at 14. But then when I was doing the windows, it was dropping right into the red, and I was getting the battery warning light down here. So yeah, so I've just turned the car off there. But even I've checked the wiring in here. I know this plastic sheet's not in a good way, like, but pulling that back to check the wires here in case they've been rubbing on anything, there's nothing obvious that I can see that would say that that's shorting out. But maybe, where'd that come from? But maybe, yeah, so I'm thinking, is it relays in the doors and stuff? So I'm gonna have to go, I might just put it out on the internet on some, like, you know, ex-Jaguar / Daimler forums and stuff to try and get some advice off the gurus and see what they say, if anyone's had any similar issues before. But yeah, if these have the heated door locks from, like I say, I don't know whether it's this particular year or the full range of XJ40s have the heated locks. Yeah, so it could be something along those lines. So whether, hopefully it's just, you know, replace a relay, then it's done. Because if, you know, replace a relay and still the issues, then what do you do? Like, do I just pull the fuse on the central locking system, the doors and stuff, and run it like that? Not ideal for the next person, really. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make it nicer for the next person. You know, I'm trying to get rid of the main faults. Then the next person can just tidy things up. You know, like there's a few bits I'll tidy, but other aspects, you know. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to get it on the road, make it nice, and go from there. But yeah, electrical gremlins are not my friend. So yeah, so I'll get back to you on that, and hopefully in the next little bit of the video there'll be some kind of solutions, or, you know, hopefully it's going in the right direction. So until then, I'll see you in a bit. For me it could be however long, but for you, just a few seconds. So I'll see you then. So it's been a few days because I've been waiting for a delivery, and it's finally came. So let's see what I've got. So what we got is rear lamp relay modules, 2 of them. So because the fuses, or the resistors should I say, were burnt out in the other one, so I'm going to crack on and fit these new ones, and hopefully, fingers crossed, well, I call them new ones, new old stock ones if you like, Actually, I don't think there's that. Used. Just some used ones. And hopefully they don't have the same problems inside them as mine did. So I'll swap them out. So let's crack on with that. Right then, let's crack on. So, yep, I left that loose already, so I need to take the gears off. Lovely day again. Hello there. Lovely day again. Nice sunshine. Been quite lucky really, considering I've been working on this car outside all the time. Yes, it's never been raining. Jinxed it now. I'll keep that safe. I'm hoping it's the same part number, this 4272. It's just all like for like, which it looks like it will be. So just a bit fiddly. One off. Apologise if I've got my back to it. One out. And one in. Maybe I should open this up and actually have a look inside that there's no damage to it, but nah, I'll chance it. Yeah, that's for this. I don't know if there's a direct left side and a right side, but the wires look the same and everything, same colours and the same length and stuff, so let's go for it. Let's plug it straight in. Two small ones go that way. Blank one there. Got to go there. To work. Where's the other one for that? That one goes in to around that way. Then if I put that somewhere, I won't fix it in place yet, just in case it throws any wobblers at me. That's clean enough, that connection. Bolt, bolt, bolt. And that's it. I'll do the other side and then we'll start the car and see if that works. Hopefully that bulb icon disappears, at least anyway, that's what I'm hoping. So if that goes, happy days. But I'll crack on with the other side and we'll go from there. Okay, so both sides are now in. The air's connected up, all the plugs are connected up. So it's a bit of a moment of truth now, really. So while I did that, I had the battery disconnected and I put it on charge. And it's telling me, like, it's telling me it's full. I don't know why the camera's making that look like it's flashing, it's not. So it's full, which I don't believe it, to be honest. But yeah, I'll connect the battery back up and give it a start, and hopefully that bulb icon disappears. So let's give that a go. Okay, let's give it a go. Let's turn the key. If I can turn the key. Will it disappear? Why are you not disappearing? That's disappointing, isn't it? Very disappointing. It's still got the same fault. So I've got the indicator on and it's fast clicking. What about the other side? Yep, fast clicking. Yeah, so that's disappointing. I was hoping that would have fixed something, but it obviously wasn't them, so that's 50 quid down the pan. But I suppose it did need replacing if them resistors were terrible, looked like they were burnt out, so they did need doing. But yeah, still very confusing of what this bulb icon could be, so bugger. I don't know what to do about that now. People have mentioned that the bulbs could be the material they're made of, could create a different resistance to what the car's looking for, and it can throw up that way, but how am I meant to know? How are you meant to know that stuff? Yeah, that's disappointing. But never mind, back to the drawing board. I suppose the next thing is I'll have a look at these doors, try and find a relay for that. I think it's under the glove box maybe, and yeah, do some fault finding on that. Oh well, crack on now. Right, so I've just taken this panel off under the glove box, because apparently there's relays here, which you can see. And what I love about this car is when you take bits off, there's lovely diagrams of where things are and what they are. So puddle lamp, seat adjustment stars, so they're all coloured as well and they all match up to what these are. Love that, so helpful. So, and big one here, door locking module. So the front doors lock and unlock fine, but the rears are a bit temperamental. I wonder if that has something to do with like the battery drain I'm getting, because I don't know whether these are heated, these door locks, and if that controls it, is that at fault? You know, something's not working properly. I don't know whether it's this or mechanical, but yeah, I'll have to have a look at that. So maybe if I take that off, clean the connections, which is this guy, I don't know, you never know, it might work, it might do something, clean some connections up. So yeah, I'll give that a go. Right, so I've got the module out, and it's connections I've never seen before, so that is what it connects into, but it's almost like it just slides onto this circuit board. You know? Like how do I clean that without being too abrasive? Do I just get some electrical contact cleaner on it and just give it a wipe? That's all I can think to do on that. I can maybe get tiny bit of emery paper on them just to give them a bit of a clean. How are they? How do they look? I mean, they look alright, don't they? Sorry, some loud motorbikes going past. But yeah, I'll have to give them a wipe. Then hopefully that does something. Okay, something interesting has happened. So I took that module out and I just give it a wipe and a clean, and I put it back in and it doesn't work anymore. The central locking doesn't work. So I can manually open the doors still with a key, but the central locking's just decided, nah, not anymore, I've had enough. So I think maybe me taking it off has disturbed something inside, and it was on its last legs anyway, because like I say, it wouldn't do the rear doors, it was always intermittent. So I wonder if I replace that module, then it might fix all the rest of it, you know. Yeah, so I might have to place an order for that, get a new one of them, and hopefully, yeah, I'll be all back together. I wonder if there's a fuse for that somewhere. I'll have to have a look. On fuses there, which you kind of expect them to be near each other. But there's the only things I can really see on there are the left-hand rear window, rear lamps, left-hand front door and mirror motors. Second one down. Have a look. And they look alright. I can't see any breaks in them or out. Should I just replace them anyway and then I know they're done? Yeah, I might do that. I'll place them fuses regardless, and then at least I know it can't be that. It's something eliminated. So yeah, was it 15 amp? Right, I'll get 2 of them. I'll do one on the other side as well. Okay, I just went to replace the fuse on this side and it was blown. I must have somehow blown it. I'm not too sure how, but yeah, so I've replaced that, and I just thought, well, while I'm here, why don't I go through them? And I've just pulled the 20 amp one there, so the right hand aircon fan heater, and that was also blown. So I'm going to replace that, and I think I'm just going to go through them all and replace them. So I've got my little fuse set, and I'm just going to go through each side, and there's a fuse box in here as well, and I'm just going to replace fuses, just because why not, and just pull them all and just see if there's any to do. So yeah, nice little fun task. Okay, I've just pulled every fuse and had a look at them. So on the left hand side, all these were good. They weren't crusty and there wasn't any blown ones. All the ones in the centre console there, they were all good. No blown ones, no crusty ones. Over there though, you can see on the sill, there was about 2, maybe 3 that were blown and the rest were crusty, so I've just replaced them. So hopefully that might clear up a few issues. What I noticed as well, again, this car surprised me, is inside there was this fuse extractor. Of course I didn't notice that until I'd already pulled them all, but nice little thing there. So yeah, so what I might do, I might just turn the ignition on and see if it throws any wobblers. I wonder if that lightning bolt might go out, since I've replaced a few blown fuses. Interesting. Let's see what happens. So I've just started the car and no electrical bolt symbol. Get in. So it was just fuses all along. I should have started at the basics. Just the basics of check fuses, replace crusty ones, any blown ones, and that's done it. It's got rid of it. So one thing I might check on is down here we have a VCM, and this is like the trip computer if you like. So if I press that, nothing comes up. So before that used to come up saying like fuse 1, which they pointed down to there. I don't know why I just didn't change fuses. I don't know why, but that's great. That's got rid of that. But it's just that bloody bulb icon. How do I get rid of that? It's the last one left. But yeah, no, that's still a good result. So one thing I need to do is the central lock-in still has a bit of a mind of its own. I'll show you. So I don't know if you can see this, but so driver's locked. I don't know if you can see. They're locked. They're locked. And that's locked. I open the car. That's opened. So driver's is opened. That one's opened. So they've all opened there. Locked. Right, all locked. Right, okay, so I've just opened the car, so the front ones have opened, but that one's still locked, and the other one's still locked. So, a bit of a mind of its own. You know, so that's unlocked, but the other passenger one's still locked. Unlocked, locked. I don't know if you can see the one on the far side that's still you can see it trying to move, but it's just not unlocking. Anyway, before I blow any more fuses doing that too much. But yeah, no, that's a good result. Boom! So my finger was in the way there. But yeah, so there you go. Just the bulb. So I still might replace that relay under the glove box. It's I'm wondering whether that's still draining the battery, if it's related to door lock heaters, which I don't know if this has it or not, but it still might be doing that, giving me that issue, draining the battery. So I still might replace that. I can't imagine that costing too much. And then I'm hoping maybe that central locking, the rear doors, maybe, I don't know, do they just need lubricating up? Because they're trying to move, and sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, so maybe it just needs greasing up, lubing up or something. So that's maybe something I can do. So yeah, I'll crack on with that. But no, good result. I've got rid of that lightning bolt bloody symbol. It's just that the bulb symbol now, which, yeah, puzzling, very puzzling considering all the lights work. So a bit more digging, or maybe I just have to live with it. Don't know, who knows, but yeah, I'll order that part and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I'm back again. Sorry, my hair's a mess. I'm just having to play around with the doors. So I've took all that door card off, and I've been lubricating the locking mechanism, and I'm the same on this side. So I've took this door off, and I've just been giving everything a good spray on the mechanism. I've already took this rubber cap off here and sprayed like down into this unit, which is where it is mainly, and then I'm just up and down over and over again, and it does feel better already. So I've been doing that on the rears. I haven't got to the fronts yet. What I was thinking on the front ones, I've been doing some research, and I was thinking under the glove box, that like relay box I was on about earlier, that just does the central locking, and the central locking works. It just didn't work too well on the rears because I just think it needed lubrication. But the research is, or what I think it is the heated locks in the front doors aren't controlled by that. They're on like their own separate thing. Apparently there's like a thermostat in each door, and when it gets cold temperatures, that's when it kicks in. So I'm going to take them off anyway once I put this one back on, and I might even, if I can figure it out, just disconnect it for the time being, and just to see if my battery keeps holding charge after that. And then, process of elimination, that would say my battery's draining, because them heated locks are staying on constantly, maybe. But it's getting warmer weather now, so I might not be able to tell as much. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do on the fronts once I've got these rear ones done, and hopefully these work a lot better. So I'll catch up with you in a bit once I move on to the front ones. So I've moved on to the front doors, as you can see. Quite interesting. So these do have heated locks on them, and the way I can do is, let's have a look up. Look if the camera focuses. See that red wire and the like the pinky black purple one? That is the heated like thermostat, if you like. And you can see the red wire there is being pinched and caught. So has it been shorting out and staying on? Could that be an issue? Well, it is an issue, but it certainly needs repairing. It's in such a tight space though. I don't know how I'm going to manage to get right up there. You might have to take them two nuts off to then pull the lock out the outside of the car. But yeah, so that's definitely a problem there. I was also trying to look for the relay for it, and just according to Google, apparently it's up here in the footwell, but I can only see 2 relays there, and I don't know if it's them or not. None of the wires look the same colour, so I don't know. And again, that's in such a tight space, I can't quite get them off to have a look at them, or if I do, I'm worried I won't be able to get them back on because they're in such a tight space. But yeah, what to do. So I might try repair that wire, because you never know, that might be touching a bit of metal, shorting out dead easy, so that could be an issue. I haven't checked the driver's side yet, I'm just on the passenger side. So yeah, so I might try and repair that, and then hopefully, you never know, that might fix it or whatever. So we'll give that a go. Okay, so I've done a little repair on that wire. It's not the best, but what I think's been happening is the window's actually been catching it, and that's what sort of damaged it. So I've repaired it and I've just tucked it away a bit so the window now doesn't hit the wire. So hopefully there won't be any issues there. Again, whether it disconnected or not, you can actually see the wires down here. So if I did decide, oh, I'll disconnect it, I can just chop it here and then connect it back up later maybe, I don't know. The only thing we're putting like connections in and stuff, the car might see a different resistance and think there's something wrong. No, it'll throw up like a, I don't know, a warning light or something like that. So yeah, so I've done that repair, and I'll just see if that was the issue. If it was shorting out on there, then that could be what it was all along. So yeah, onto the, put this back together, then I'll do the driver's side and see how that one is. Hopefully, fingers crossed, this will do it. Okay, so I've got the driver's panel doors off, so look, and under there, move this back, as you can see, red wire and the black pinky purple one, that looks all in good nick. So hopefully it was just the passenger side that was shorting out and giving issues, maybe. I don't know if that's true, whether that would drain a battery or what, I don't know, but yeah, it looks fine on this side. And I've lubricated all this stuff in here, give it all a good spray and stuff, and operated it a few times, and that's all good. It worked anyway on this side, but yeah, so that looks good on this side. So maybe I just put it all back together, and I'll just have to monitor the battery just to see what it does. Whether that's the issue. Yeah, so hopefully that's all, well, I say all electrical gremlins. There's still that one bulb icon on the dash. I'm just going to do my head in, but this might be the end of this video in terms of electrical gremlins, because I don't know how to fix that bulb one. So I think this video has probably gone on for, I don't know, 45 minutes, nearly an hour in total, which is probably about right. I don't want to bore you too much with, like in previous videos on the Capri, where it's video after video, you know. So yeah, if you've enjoyed watching, please subscribe. Hopefully I'll get some more on the go. I really enjoyed this Daimler though, so I might keep this for a little bit longer than I intended to, before I get like the next project in. Which I don't know what it will be, just depends what turns up at the time, I guess. So yeah, thanks for watching, please like, subscribe, hopefully it'll build a bit of traction, and even if it doesn't, even if there's only a select little crowd, that's fine, I'll do it for them. So yeah, thanks for watching, see you after.